740-599-2337.
You out blocking, you out tackle, you out hit him, you out hustle. Nothing cheap. From the heart.
Colopy in motion from right out to the left side on a wheel route, dropping back. Wegesser, he gets tangled up with one defender, gets loose to the right sideline, throws it down the field, has a man open, comes back and catches it at the 3-yard line.
Sometimes in life, you have to make people earn your respect.
Looking deep again, and Chen's back there. He got it. First down at the 20-yard line. I'll tell you what, that was a great job by Chen to adjust and come back to a ball.
It's the Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction Friday Night Lights. Your home for high school football is 100.9 FM and 93.7 HD2 WMVO. The players are hyped. The fans are pumped. The broadcast is ready to go. It's the Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction Friday Night Lights, brought to you in part by
Starting Point of Knox County, Griffin Insurance, Howard Hilton, Foster's Pharmacy, Mount Vernon Nazarene University, Spearman Financial Services, Elite Preparedness, Pizza Cottage, Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction, Licking Knox Goodwill, Utica Feed and Hardware, Alumni Roofing, Danbury Senior Living, Knox County Veteran Services, Marengo Hardware, Buckeye Stoves, Agent Cheyenne Peck with Howard Hanna, Country Court Skilled Nursing, and the Living Center Senior Living Apartment Community.
It's high school football on 100.9 FM and 93.7 HD2 WMVO.
And it is a big night tonight in East Knox at Chet Looney Stadium here tonight. Northmor invades Bulldog country. Northmor comes in at 6-0, and the Bulldogs 4-2 and 3-0 in the K-MAC. This really is a key game tonight as East Knox has their chance to knock off one of the league favorites, obviously. I'm Curtis Newland with Jared Stein. Welcome to the Starting Point of Knox County pregame show. And let's start off, Jared, talking about East Knox and some of their strength.
Yeah, absolutely, and they have plenty of it. But tonight's spotlight definitely shines on the senior fullback, Blake Elliott. He's been an unstoppable force in the run game with an impressive 930 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. His bruising runs, their ability to power through his defenders has made him the backbone of this offense. About every play is designed around Blake Elliott in some shape or some form because he is that good of a bowler. His athleticism stretching the defense has been fun to watch, and on defense, he is all over the place, this defensive end. And then passing yards, and so to speak, but they are a blast to watch.
Well, the question mark has been, I think, coming into this season before game one was who's Jackson Lester going to throw to?
Logan Clark and Dakota Cooper. Clark has hauled in 287 yards in the passing game with 2 touchdowns. He's been very consistent, proven to be a very reliable threat out there, and 2 touchdowns. So Jackson Lester's got quite a bit of targets, including that freshman Landon Dawson, Blake Elliott in the flats. I mean, he does very well out there as quarterback.
East Knox undefeated in the K-MAC, going against a very tough Northmor team. They've got their hands full against the Golden Knights tonight. And we're going to take a look next on the Starting Point of Mount Vernon pregame show, all part of the Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction Friday Night Lights on WMVO.
This is Jess Kirby, Development Director from Starting Point Pregnancy and Family Resource Center. We are here to be a light in the new chapel. There will be family activities at ksp.com and click on the 5K tab. Come shine with us.
Welcome to Dan.
Hey, football fans, as we cheer on our teams this season, let's talk about a crucial support team right here in Mount Vernon.
At Starting Point Pregnancy and Family Resource Center, we're here to support you through every decision, just like a coach guides you through the big game.
Whether it's about pregnancy testing or exploring your options, Starting Point is all about giving you the information and support you need.
Just like every play counts on the field, every choice you make for your life matters.
For more information, visit knoxstartingpoint.com.
Knox Starting Point, you have more choices than you think.
Listening to High School Football Friday Night Lights presented by Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction on WMVO.
And the East Knox Marching Band there with the national anthem. We're going to talk more here on the Starting Point pregame show in a moment. We're going to get to Scott Armrose and Tyler Mathias, our sports director. They talked earlier this morning about Northmor, and also coming up, Andy Beatty. That's all next here on the Starting Point, a Mount Vernon pregame show on WMVO Sports.
All right, Friday night, and it is another big matchup. This one in Howard, Ohio, as East Knox and Northmor, they are facing off in Howard in high school football action. And the Northmor Golden Knights come in with a flawless 6-0 record. They are 3-0 in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. And East Knox is 3-0 in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. Coach Scott Armrose is with us of the Northmor Golden Knights. We appreciate him joining us. Now, Coach, I want to go back to last week, though. It was rainy ball game. It was wet out and different things, but 19-6, you guys prevail at Fredericktown. What did you like about what your team did? And it sounded like you guys were able to get some success on the ground.
Yeah, it was really tough to throw the ball. I mean, we ended up playing in a swamp by the end of the game, and it was one of those games where you really had to take care of things up front, both offensively and defensively. And our O-line and our D-line both played phenomenal, and we were able to get the running game going and stop the running game. And it was a good recipe for success.
Of course, you kind of had like almost a two-headed monster back there with Becker and Campbell. How great is it? You have so many different offensive weapons on the offense for A.J. Bauer to throw to, and also those guys in the backfield.
Yeah, it's nice when we have two guys that can carry the football, and the defense can't overload one side of the ball. Get those guys crossing together in the backfield. And we haven't done that a lot this season, have them both in the backfield at the same time. And what an opportunity it was in a muddy night to get them back there. And it was kind of a different look for Fredericktown, and it's a really good look for us.
You look at Fredericktown, you guys were able to kind of take care of the running of Blake Sipes, and he's a guy that's really been able to get off and move. How did you contain Blake Sipes both throwing the football and running the football?
Well, it started with our defensive line. We controlled the line of scrimmage. Our defensive line's been really strong to this point this season. Our defensive ends did a great job of keeping him contained in the pocket, staying in their lanes, and kind of forcing him to, when he did run, to spill to the sideline. Our pursuit was able to get there. So we did a really nice job tackling in space, especially an athlete like him.
Well, you look at this ball game tonight, you take on the East Knox Bulldogs. Both teams 3-0 in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference. So big matchup tonight, and it's week number 7, so those opportunities are going to become a little fewer here as we go on. But looking at the East Knox Bulldogs, what concerns you with this group? What impresses you with this group?
Number one, Lester at quarterback is the best quarterback we've seen to this point this season. His ability to see the field and just scramble to keep plays alive, and it looks like he's getting healthier every week. He's able to run the ball, so he's definitely a challenge. And then overall, their athleticism. They're not a big team, but they are an athletic team, and their offensive and defensive lines are different than what we've seen here the last few weeks. They have speed, and they're athletic, and they get off the ball really well.
What do you have to do, Northmor Golden Knights, to stay perfect, go 7-0, and stay perfect in the K-MAC too?
It's going to be the same recipe we've used all season long. We need to take care of things on the offensive line, give A.J. time to see the field and throw the ball, run the ball when we need to, and keep the quarterback contained in the pocket, rush the passer, which is going to help out our secondary.
All right, again, Scott Armrose, the head football coach of the Northmor Golden Knights. Best of luck to you and the Knights tonight as you take on East Knox. Okay, Coach?
Thanks, Tyler.
This is Jess Kirby, Development Director from Starting Point Pregnancy and Family Resource Center. We are here to be a light in the darkness for our community, so please join us for a 5K and Family Glow Night fundraiser on Saturday, October 5th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the MVNU Chapel. There will be family activities including a coffee truck, ice cream, a bounce house, yard games, and hundreds of glow items to share. To register, visit friendsofksp.com and click on the 5K tab. Come shine with us.
All right, big matchup tonight again in Howard as East Knox and Northmor facing off. Both teams 3-0 in the Knoxmore Athletic Conference, and we appreciate Coach Andy Beatty of the East Knox Bulldogs joining us here. Coach, your team coming off a 20-0 win against Mount Gilead at home last week. What did you like about what your team did last week? And tell us about kind of the mindset after that ball game.
Yeah, I really thought our victory against Mount Gilead was a nice team effort. Defensively, we knew we were going to have to be prepared to stop the run game. I mean, that's kind of what they want to do is just run it right at you. And so, we're undersized, but our our guys were really selfless. So they played a great team game. You know, our corners ended up being the edge setters, which is not, you know, normal for them. But they selflessly took that on and really funneled everything to our linebackers and our safeties that did a great job there. Offensively, you know, it was a rainy, windy night. We had a hard time getting footing inside, and so outside we were able to move the ball. So, you know, our leading rusher, Blake Elliott, almost turned into a guard, you know, a lot of the night, kind of leading our sprint out package where we were thrown. I think we threw 34, 35 times. So it was a great team effort, and that's what we really, you know, needed that night.
Yeah. You know, obviously sloppy conditions and everything, and tonight hopefully no rain. But as you look at your team, you've won 3 in a row. Do you see kind of a difference with this group here in these last 3 games, Coach?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like day to day even, I can see our team growing up, even the way we, you know, have been clicking in practice. And, you know, repetition is huge, but we were so young to start the year, starting multiple freshmen on both sides of the ball, multiple sophomore, first-time starters, you know, really only returning 3 starters on defense and 4 on offense. We knew that, or I'm sorry, 5 on offense, but new positions for several of them. We knew that we were going to have, you know, some learning curves going on there. And these young men, to their credit, have worked really hard to take that next step and consistently working to get better. So it's nice to see that finally starting to click. And, you know, our first-time starters don't feel like first-time starters. Our freshmen, you know, they aren't freshmen anymore. They've gotten that freshman experience out of the way. Now they've grown up.
Yeah. Coach, as we look at tonight, you take on the Northmor Golden Knights, a team that offensively they've got a lot of weapons. Defensively, they're the top in the league in terms of the points allowed in the conference. So what do you see with this Northmor team, and what are the keys for East Knox to win at home and knock off Northmor to stay perfect in the game?
Yeah, they're a really well-coached team. Yeah, ever since Coach Armrose has taken over there, which I want to say was like 2017, they have just been really fundamentally sound in everything they do. And so, you know, offensively, they're actually very balanced, and they have a dynamic passing attack. They, I think they have like 3 of the top 4 receivers in the league right now. And one of them is their running back, which not a lot of high school teams throw to the running back consistently. So, you know, it's kind of been added really good, even kind of breaking off some big runs with that. So it's maybe not as flashy as the pass game, but it's still they don't give up a lot of big plays twice. So they kind of have this, you know, almost umbrella idea on defense where, you know, they're going to make you really be consistent with putting drives together and earning it. And so, you know, it's one of those things where we need to, again, play as a team and really strive to be perfect in all the little details.
Coach, what do you have to do tonight? You mentioned that key. Well, any other keys for the Bulldogs tonight to win?
Yeah, I think being able to ride those waves, you know, when they, you know, get a big strike with a big play or something, being able to ride that, communicate, I think it's huge because you know, their defensive front is all returning, their secondary is all returning, and so they've really gelled well, and so I think we need to be able to communicate and play as one unit. I think that's going to be a huge factor for us out there, is being able to communicate what's happening on the field and translate it into execution.
Okay. Andy Beatty, head football coach of the East Knox Bulldogs. Best of luck to you and the Bulldogs tonight, Coach, and we'll look forward to catching up with you after the ball game, okay?
Sounds great. See you tonight. Thanks, Todd.
Attention bargain hunters. This Saturday, October 5th from 9 till 3, Goodwill Unlimited on Hopewell Drive in Heath is having a massive warehouse clearance event. Find unbeatable deals with the by-the-pound pricing on clothing, shoes, purses, books, and much, much more. Plus, clearance prices on furniture and housewares. It's happening rain or shine. Resellers are welcome. Come, stock up, and save big. Saturday, October 5th at Goodwill Unlimited in Heath, the ultimate warehouse clearance event.
And welcome back, everyone. with a lot of music and a lot of charge. Everybody's ready to go for tonight. High school football. It's week number 7 already, if you can believe it. We always say it, number 1, 2, 5, and 7. East Knox hosting Northmor tonight. We talked a little bit about East Knox earlier. A.J. Bauer's the one to watch, over 1,000 yards this season so far passing. You've got receivers like Bo Landon, Jackson Wenger. They are loaded on the offensive side as we get set for kickoff.
No, they sure are. And, it's all led by A.J. Bauer, the senior starting quarterback. Like you said, 1,093 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, and a nearly 63% completion rate. He is a blast to watch, simply put.
Here we go with the kickoff. And Bauer, this is going to be shorter than normal to the 15-yard line. It'll be returned to East Knox up to the 30, and that's where they'll start the offense there as it was brought up the field by number 4, Luke Holzinger, and he averages 16.4 yards on a kickoff return.
Which is pretty good here in the KMAC football, especially considering usually the kicks aren't as long, except again,
for Bauer.
A.J. Bauer.
Except that time, right?
Yeah. That's well, you come off of a big rain game. It was harder to kick that ball. He still last week had a 72-yard bomb. I kind of had to rewatch the tape after last week.
Jack Lester, the quarterback, 2 receivers split to the right. One's in motion from left to right. Here's the snap, quick throw, right side, and it's caught by Dawson. Nope, dropped in the backfield there. So no loss, incomplete pass. It'll be second and a dime.
Yeah, not how you want to start your drive there. I mean, it was open, just looking for that quick, flat route. I don't know. That a little bit of nerves here going into a big game, Curtis?
Certainly so. They got a lot of youth, and we'll talk about that in a little bit for East Knox. Out to the right side is Logan Clark and 2 other receivers. Blake Elliott, who has a whole lot of yards this season, running back beside his quarterback. Lester, quick throw out to the right side, in and out of the hands of Logan Clark. Had him right in there, popped right out.
Yeah.
And you might be right. It might be nerves as they go to 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row. That's not how you want to start. And, we still haven't seen that carry by Blake Elliott yet,
I have a feeling you're going to see that.
I think so. I think we're going to see that throughout the game. Thank you, buddy.
So Elliott, you keep speaking of, over 930 rushing yards on the season here to week number 7. And Lester in the shotgun, 4 down up front defensively. Here's the snap. Looked like somebody moved, no call. Out to the right side, Lester towards the sideline, looking downfield. He's going to tuck and run. Might get a yard or 2 out of bounds. So it'll be 4th down. They'll be forced to punt it away. So 3 and out here for East Knox on their home turf at Chet Looney.
Yeah, no, not how you want to start the game here. I don't think that's how Coach drew that up at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that was the X and O's on the boards that Andy Beatty had in mind. So
but
getting set for
a long game ahead of us.
Getting set for the punt. Punter at the 17-yard line. The ball is off barely. Gone off by Dawson, and it's going to be picked up at the 35 on a fair catch. So Northmor will have it their first drive of the game. And, of course, they're going to want to set the pace early in this one against East Knox, especially when they're playing away. On the other hand, East Knox, could be one of the biggest defensive stands of the night to get things started.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and I don't dismiss East Knox's defense. Now, it is hard to cover. We were talking about A.J. Lester real briefly right before this game started, but or A.J. Bauer, 1,100 yards. I go back 2 weeks ago. We've done 2 weeks in a row, Curtis, watching this Northmor team. Against Danville, 382 yards, 14 for 19 in passing.
2 receivers to the right, one's in motion. Here's the snap. Bauer looks quickly to the right, throws right, wide open in the flat. It's caught at the 41-yard line, stiff arm, and bounces off a couple of defenders up to about the 48-yard line, and that's going to be none other than Jackson Wenger, the 185-pound, 6'2 senior, 182 receiving yards on the season. He was out for a couple of games due to, I think, an appendectomy. So 1st and 10 now for A.J. Bauer and his Northmor Golden Knights. 3 receivers out to the left side, split wide. Bauer with 1 beside him. He's going to take the handoff to Campbell. Campbell puts his back to the line and drives. Gets about a yard. Carson Campbell, our Pizza Cottage player of the game from last week, gets his first carry of the game here.
Yeah, well, and he, last week, such a different atmosphere, right?
Yes.
We were in a hurricane last week, folks.
Exactly. It is a beautiful night here tonight. 2 left. Here's the snap. Fakes it to Campbell. Trying to get out of the pocket on a pass. He has a man wide open. Wenger gets the catch. It's a touchdown right away. And that will be a big hit here against East Knox on the first drive for Northmor, 6-0.
Yeah, they are definitely happy to have Jackson back here in this game.
Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction Friday Night Lights. By the way, we want to point out this field is absolutely beautiful tonight. You've got the Bulldog paw in the middle. You've got the breast cancer awareness ribbons at the 40s and the American flag in the end zone, and they did a great job. We're going to tell you who did that in just a minute as we await the point after here by Bauer. Placement, and it's up, and it is good. So 7-0. The East Knox maintenance team, Homer Simmons, Josh Grinnell. So great job on their parts for doing that. I know that took a lot of work, and if I was doing it, you know what that paw would look like? A deflated pumpkin or something. I don't know. But this one, 10:42 to go first quarter. Northmor with the lead over the Bulldogs. On WMVO Sports, Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction Friday Night Lights. By the way, you can see the lights already. You know, the first half of the season, the lights are there. You don't really notice them too much, but it gets earlier and earlier.
Yeah, they're definitely needed.
Yep, week 7 already. Cannot believe it. Back to return it, going to be East Knox again.
You know, what's cool about those flags that you pointed out, Curtis, tonight is military night here at Chet Looney Stadium. Anyone active service, veterans, got in free to the game tonight.
That's fantastic. Love it. Saluting our veterans. Back to return it is going to be Holzinger and Elliott. Here's the kick from Bauer. This one's going to be a little longer, backing him up to about the 1-yard line, and that's where it's going to be picked up by Holzinger. Holzinger up to the 10-yard line, now 15 to the 20. A man to hit. There's flags behind him, and he's going to go out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. About a 29-yard return there, but we got somebody in the wrong spot with those flags doing the wrong thing. So 10:33 to go in the first quarter, 7-0. And Northmor with the lead early in this one.
Well, and you just got to, right now you just got to reset for East Knox. Hey, got your nerves out, right? 2 drop passes, that's a killer to start the game.
And now a hold there on the return against East Knox will bring the ball from about the 29, and it's gonna the flag was at the 19, so it's from the point of the foul. And so that ball is going to be a little farther back than East Knox would care to start with at the 9-yard line. Had a couple of bad drops there in the first drive. We'll see what they can come back with here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 on the flank left. Lester, the quarterback, shotgun. Blake Elliott off to his right side. They'll look to the sideline for the play call. Tonight's game brought to you by Griffin Insurance, Howard Hilton, Foster's Pharmacy, and Mount Vernon Nazarene University. Here's the snap, handoff Elliott on the counter, left side, around the end, across the 10 to the 15, up to the 16-yard line. Nice carry.
That is the makeup of this offense, is 4, 5, 6 yards, and that's how you're going to stay competitive here in a tough game against Northmor, right?
It is 2nd and 4 now for East Knox. 2 receivers wide right. Here's the snap, handoff Elliott again, left side. He's going to run into the end of the line with 3 defenders. Does he get enough? I don't think quite. Going to come up a little bit short here. It'll be 3rd down and about 2.
Yeah, 3rd and definitely doable situation here.
Wouldn't be surprised if they go to Elliott again, trying to pick up those quick yards. I mean, he is the workhorse.
Yes.
And you want to be able to give your playmakers the ball in these situations. 2 to the right, but we'll see. Lester in the shotgun. Elliott off his right side, where he's been most of the first quarter here. 4 defensemen up front. Here's the snap. Lester's going to keep it, trying to work behind blocking to the right sideline, and no, he's not going to get it. And that'll make it 4th down and a undoubtedly punting situation here.
Well, and we've gotten to see this Northmor defense, and how they flood to the ball, Curtis, is just incredible to watch. Probably one of the most disciplined defenses in the KMAC, if not throughout North Central Ohio.
Yes, and that's what serves you well, especially when you get close to postseason play.
It sure does.
So Logan Clark flanked out left, 1 wide right as they get set for the punt. Here's the punt, gets it off. Going to be fair caught at the 48-yard line, and so Northmor will start it with great field position there. Jackson Wanger with the punt. We're going to take a break. We'll be back 7-0 Northmor in the lead. Back in a moment on WMBO.
Utica Feed and Hardware offers a wide range of services to our clients. With a grain elevator, you'll be loaded up and off on your way in no time. We have formulated feed mixes for livestock as well. If you're in need of plumbing, electrical, paints, lawn and garden supplies, we have you covered. Located in Utica at 138 Church Street, 740-892-3831. Utica Feed and Hardware, 740-892-3831.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Welcome back. And if you're watching while we were gone there in the commercial break, roughing the punter or kicker was called, and so that gave East Knox first down and another bit of life here, which they need early in this. You don't want to go down to Northmor very quickly. They can pick up 4 yards on that first run.
Yeah, you did not want to give that ball to A.J. Bauer, without putting any kind of points on the board. So what a kind of turn of events for East